Betsy Swain is set to face a terrifying medical emergency in Coronation Street, with her loved ones desperately searching for answers as accusations begin to fly. Since arriving in Weatherfield in 2024 alongside her friend Sabrina Adediba, Betsy has become a central figure in some of the soap's biggest storylines. It was eventually revealed that she is the daughter of Detective Lisa Connor Swain, and her life has been filled with emotional challenges ever since. The drama continues next week as Betsy suddenly collapses, leaving her fighting for her life and being rushed to hospital. Earlier this month, Betsy was shaken after a confrontation with a gang who mentioned the late Mason Radcliffe. The painful reminder of her former boyfriend's death left her deeply upset, prompting an emotional conversation with Dylan. Determined to focus on her future, Betsy later revealed to her close friend Lauren Bolton that she had been accepted into a prestigious fashion college in London. She eventually shared the exciting news with Dylan, who encouraged her to tell both Lisa and Carla Connor Swain about her plans. When Betsy finally broke the news, Carla proudly supported her ambitions, while Lisa struggled with the thought of her daughter moving away. This week, Betsy decides she wants to spend as much time with Dylan as possible before leaving Weatherfield. As next week's episodes begin, she attempts to make him breakfast, but the meal quickly turns into a disaster. Laughing it off, Betsy asks Dylan to teach her how to cook instead. Dylan patiently shows her how to prepare a spaghetti bolognese and reassures her that their relationship can survive the distance once she moves to London. His encouragement leaves Betsy smiling as the pair share an affectionate hug. However, the happy moment is soon shattered when an ambulance races away from number 6 with its sirens blaring. At the hospital, Ryan Connor tells Carla that he returned home to discover Betsy lying unconscious on the kitchen floor. As Lisa anxiously waits beside her daughter's bed, a nurse explains that Betsy needs an urgent MRI scan. Moments later, Dylan rushes out of her room in panic, shouting that Betsy appears to be suffering some kind of seizure. Lisa and Carla can only watch helplessly as doctors work frantically to stabilize her. As the week progresses, a distressed Betsy pleads with Lisa not to hold Dylan responsible for her collapse. Meanwhile, Sean Tully suggests that he and Dylan visit Betsy together, but Dylan abruptly refuses, leaving Sean increasingly suspicious. Later, inside the cafe, tensions explode when Lisa lashes out at Dylan, insisting he is to blame for Betsy's condition. Convinced that something criminal has happened, she heads to the police station and asks to file an official report. Dylan is left devastated after Lauren tells him that Betsy remains seriously ill and no longer wants to see him. Soon afterwards, Fizz Dobbs informs Sean that 2 police officers have arrested Dylan at the precinct. Completely unaware that Lauren had advised Dylan to stay away, Betsy is horrified when she learns that Lisa reported him to the police. Later, when Sean and Dylan visit the Rovers, Lauren refuses to serve them behind the bar. Dylan then makes a shocking claim, insisting that Brody Michaelis is actually the person responsible for what happened to Betsy. Will Betsy believe Dylan's accusation? And how will Brody respond when he discovers he has become the prime suspect? Kevin makes a deadly threat as Idris's shocking secret is exposed, Coronation Street. A terrifying health scare leaves Abby and Kevin Webster fearing the worst when young Alfie suddenly struggles to breathe. Panicked by his worsening condition, they rush him to Weatherfield General Hospital, desperate for answers. After watching the family leave in a hurry, Idris Nazir and Brody Michaelis enter the flat to investigate. While searching the property, they uncover a huge patch of dangerous black mold hidden beneath Alfie's bed. Not long afterwards, Carl Webster arrives at the hospital carrying some of Alfie's belongings. He tells Kevin and Abby that he discovered the mold while looking for one of Alfie's teddy bears and believes it is the cause of the youngster's severe cough. As Abby goes to find a doctor, Idris unexpectedly appears at the hospital. Furious and overwhelmed with emotion, Abby immediately blames him for Alfie's condition and accuses him of putting her son in danger. Idris insists he had no idea the mold was growing inside the flat, but his explanation does little to calm the family. Consumed by fear and anger, Kevin issues a chilling warning, declaring that if Alfie doesn't survive, he'll make sure Idris never breathes again. While Alfie remains under medical care, Leanne Battersby and Alia Nazir discuss the possibility that the previous owner deliberately hid the property's damp problem before selling it to Idris. The revelation leaves Idris furious, and he soon turns to Brody Michaelis for help in confronting the former owner and making them pay for what happened. With her flat no longer safe to live in, Abby has no choice but to pack up her belongings and move back into Kevin's house. Later, Sally Metcalf advises Abby to seek legal advice from Adam Barlow and consider taking action against those responsible for the dangerous living conditions. Determined to get justice for her family, Abby prepares to fight back. But will she be able to hold the right person accountable? Coronation Street fans praise Beth Nixon after Megan's dramatic exit. Coronation Street viewers have showered Beth Nixon with praise following Megan Walsh's dramatic departure from the ITV soap after the conclusion of a hard-hitting storyline. In Friday's episode, Megan finally faced justice when she was convicted of grooming teenager Will Driscoll. The former athletics coach was sentenced to 5 years in prison, bringing her disturbing storyline to a close. Although Megan became one of Weatherfield's most manipulative and despised villains, fans widely applauded Beth Nixon for delivering such a convincing and emotionally powerful performance. Many viewers took to social media to celebrate the actor's work after her exit aired. One fan wrote that while Megan deserved to go to prison, they would miss seeing Beth Nixon on the cobbles, calling her performance throughout the storyline phenomenal and predicting a bright future for the actress. Another viewer described Nixon as brilliant, saying Megan was one of the most despicable characters ever introduced to Coronation Street. Others echoed the praise, with one fan calling her performance sensational. A different fan said they were delighted to finally see justice served on the soap, adding that despite Megan's downfall, they would genuinely miss watching Beth Nixon because of her outstanding work throughout the storyline. Another viewer praised both the storyline and Nixon's acting, describing her performance as exceptional from beginning to end. Fans also shared praise for Lucas Hodgson Whale, whose portrayal of Will Driscoll earned recognition for helping bring the emotional story to life. Reflecting on her departure, Beth Nixon admitted she always knew Megan's story would end with a prison sentence, explaining that it was important for the storyline to show that victims of abuse can receive justice. Despite Megan's fate, the actress revealed she would happily return to Coronation Street if given the opportunity. She said she loved every moment of working on the soap and became emotional on her final day because of how much the experience meant to her. Beth also expressed gratitude for being trusted with such a significant and meaningful storyline, describing her time on the show as an unforgettable experience.